Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly why we are here. Let's get this show started. All right. Let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Good morning. Got to a rocky start, but you know we're back. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Happy Friday. Good morning. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It really was a stormy night. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we're here to do. Right.
It was a stormy night. You know the time where the lightning strikes.
Good morning.
And I was hanging out with some of my artsy friends. Ooh, you. The beat went on, the night went long. People hanging out till the break of dawn. It just was burning, so I was gonna cry. Alright.
It was a stormy night. Right. Bringing chaos and the thunder. Oh, you know me, right? Upper echelon till the break of dawn. Ain't nothing like alone. Through the darkness and the rain, we standing strong. You know we got the recipe for the perfect song. Now let me tell you about these fake friends. They like to smile in your face and they pretend. They act like they got your back, but it's an act. They stab you in the back and then they leave you like some traps. Fake friends, you know we don't need them. Fake friends, you know we don't need them. Switch sides, double cross, call them a snake. I can see through these lies, I ain't gon' break. Now you know me, I'm royalty. Fake friends, fake love, ain't no loyalty. When you're down and out, they're nowhere to be seen. When you on top, they want you on the team. Now choose them wisely, that ain't unfriendly. All up in your DM, that could've been your enemy.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
We got the trail in the mix.
All right, let's get this show started. You know what we came here to do, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this show started. It's time to get this show started, all right? And you know what that means when it's time to get this show started. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. We got to back up. All right.
Yeah. I feel like
we're back in the
cycle.
We're back in the business.
It's like I'm stuck.
You know exactly why we are here.
It's like a curse, and I can't escape it. It's like deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class.
You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it.
Right.
This is how it's supposed to happen when you reach your famous.
That algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac.
Got all these numbers on my spreadsheet.
Benjamin Franklin is my bestie.
And if they is my
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
They don't care
Wait a second. Who's this knucklehead? Rob? I got something for you, Rob. Just stay right there, champ. I got something for you, all right? Come on in here and just sit your special behind down. Listen.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live.
You haven't came into Zeus's live, Rob?
Shit was radical.
It's radical in here.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off.
That's for you, Rob. Zeus has gone way off the rails, Rob. For you. All right, DJ, go ahead and kill the music. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Limerick, Ireland. Shout out to Ireland. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Sorry for the rocky start, but you know what? It's going to be a rocky finish. Wow, we are now in League B3, whatever that means. I guess that means this live is popping, right? All right, happy Friday, everyone. We are once again in the infamous Thunderdome, all right? All right, and you know exactly why we are here. Yes, please subscribe. Thank you, Mar. I think I said your Marsu. Thank you for the subscription. Yes, please subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the best shows on. Actually, I will go further. This is actually the best show on TikTok, right? If you like this kind of content, please like it, share it, and subscribe. All right, that's what this is all about, getting the word out as well. All right. Now, many of you, before we get started with today's, topics, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. All right. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. You might as well imagine that my hand is sitting on a stack of Bibles this entire show, all right? Because that's how honest I am, all right? I promise to tell you nothing but the truth. So help me God. That's the first H. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble, all right? There's nobody more humble than me on social media, all right? There's no one out there, but because you know what? If I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize, right, Cole? I'll be the first to apologize. Now, just because your feelings are hurt, that doesn't mean I owe you an apology, all right? I really got to be in the wrong to issue an apology, and I haven't had to apologize for quite a while, all right? And that's just how the cookie crumbles. All right, and then the last and final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, you guessed it, the most handsome. Many of you are very, very familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. Right, Rick? Right, Rick? What I like to do, you go to these lives on TikTok, right? And, a lot of them are debate natured, right? I mean, I don't mind having conversations about things that are going on out there, but this isn't really what that's not what we really like to do over here. What we like to do is hear from everyday Americans, everyday people who have something to contribute towards this political conversation that's going on all throughout this nation, all right? And so with that, please make sure you show not just me, but the panelists that have the courage and ability to come up in the box and to speak their truth. Make sure you show them some love. Now, what we do is we hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, when it comes to dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds and crimes, we all know that our friends on the right, especially the MAGA Republicans, they've hit the jackpot, right? They got a monopoly on this, right? And so listen up, you seditionist, treasonous traitors, you're racist, you're bigots, whatever you want to brand yourselves at. You're not Christians, you're not patriots, all right? If you don't want me to ruin your breakfast this morning, right? And if you don't want me to ruin your mood, you might want to leave this live. Yeah. And you go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts, right? Those, you know who they are, the snuggles out there, right? Remember these guys?
Struggle pancakes.
Remember this guy?
Struggle honey
Jams
buns.
Ride, greetings.
Struggle in the weight.
Yeah.
He's a struggler.
You go hang out with Snuggles, who, by the way, has been recently banned from TikTok because he was spreading lies and misinformation. You go hang out with those fake TikTok lawyers and attorneys, all right? Because they'll lie to you. I won't lie to you. I will make sure by the end of this show, you won't walk away uninformed. That's my goal here, all right? And so with that being said, listen up, you traitors. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, if you're not happy in the United States, you can leave. All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have all day to do the Lord's work, all right? But we're going to do it. We're going to put our hands on the plow, and we're going to make sure we let MAGA know that the end is here, all right? Because they don't think fat meat is greasy, but we help them understand that over here. So I want to kick the show off today with Lawrence O'Donnell, who absolutely had a field day yesterday on MSNBC. This was quite the piece. I mean, we all know him and Trump have been going back and forth. All right. But this is a good one because what this will do is this will allow us to move forward as a community on TikTok. This will allow us to move forward with the ability to flush the orange turd, all right? And by the way, my subscribers, you do have access to this, all right? So let's get started with flushing the orange turd by Lawrence O'Donnell, all right? Let's put this in the history books, all right? This is going down in the history books. Thank you, Jess. Good morning, Jess. How are you doing? MAGA, just don't put nothing in the chat, Trump supporters. Don't put nothing in the chat. Just sit back and listen to this because this is Donald Trump showing you how unintelligent he is. He put his attorneys up to this little mission to try to humiliate Stormy Daniels, and boy, oh boy, did it backfire terribly for him. Listen up, MAGA, listen up.
We begin at the end because this time the end tells you everything you need to know about what came before that in the courtroom today, where Donald Trump was called the orange turd repeatedly by Stormy Daniels and by his own lawyer. That's right. That's how Donald Trump's day went today. The woman he has paid more money to than any woman he hasn't married, criminal defense attorney Susan Nicholas, repeatedly called her client Donald Trump the orange turd on what she thought was an effective cross-examination of Stormy Daniels. So imagine Donald Trump sitting in that courtroom today, slumped in his chair.
Mandy, listen up, Mandy.
Leaving his eyes closed for long stretches, being forced to listen with eyes closed or eyes open to one of his criminal defense lawyers on whom he has lavished money provided by his political contributors. Listen to her repeatedly call him the orange turd. And Donald Trump is, of course, the most vain human being who has ever entered that courthouse.
Right.
But his colossal vanity combined with his even more colossal stupidity leaves us unable to tell what he was experiencing. A normal person couldn't be more humiliated. Donald Trump? Was that the first time he's heard himself referred to as the orange turd? His lawyer was doing what he ordered her to do, which was keep Stormy Daniels on the witness stand as long as possible, in the Trump belief that simply minutes on the witness stand count as somehow scoring points against Stormy Daniels. The orange turd landed an hour into a belabored cross-examination by Susan Nicholas that was repetitive, tedious, and almost entirely irrelevant. At 10:20 a.m., high-priced lawyer Susan Nicholas said to Stormy Daniels, quote, "Isn't it a fact that you keep posting on social media how you're going to be instrumental in putting President Trump in jail?" Answer, show me where I said I would be instrumental in putting President Trump in jail. Question, all right, Ms. Nicholas, if we could show the witness J43, please. Question, do you recognize that as your post? Answer, yes. Question, and I don't see the word instrumental or jail. Ms. Nicholas, blow it up a little bit more. Susan Nicholas then shows the post on all of the screens in the courtroom for the jurors to see and for the spectators to see and for Donald Trump to see. And then she says, quote, "You were responding to the post, someone else's post there." Answer, yes. Someone calling me a human toilet. So I capitalized on the joke.
Right.
Question, the other post, Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels, AKA the human toilet, are there star witnesses, right? Answer, yes. You said, exactly, making me the best person to flush the orange turd down. Answer, yes. So, Susan Nicholas brought the orange turd into the courtroom and kept it there. The questioning about the orange turd went on and on. Stormy Daniels said, quote, I don't see instrumental or jail there. You're putting words in my mouth. Question. So when you said you were the best person to flush the orange turd down, you weren't saying you were going to be instrumental in causing him to be convicted of a crime? That was not what you meant? Answer no. Question. What does that mean? Answer. I'm pretty sure this is hyperbole. If somebody calls me a toilet, I can say flush somebody. See how that works?
Yeah.
Now, trying to explain a joke to a lawyer in court is always pointless. Question. You said you were going to flush President Trump? Answer. I didn't say President Trump. It says orange turd. So if that's what's interpreted by you, question, what do you mean? Answer. I don't know what I mean. Question. You have no idea? Answer. I'm also not a toilet, so it's all... I'm asking you whether you knew what you meant when you said an orange turd. Answer, yes, I do. Question, what did you mean? Answer, I meant I'm not a human toilet, so if they want to make fun of me, I can make fun of them. Question, you don't want to admit you meant Mr. Trump? Answer, I absolutely meant Mr. Trump. Question, why did you say no? Answer, it doesn't say instrumental and putting him in jail. And so it went with Susan Nicholas repeatedly pretending to quote things that she wasn't quoting and getting caught by the witness, Stormy Daniels, who then proved that Susan Nicholas had mischaracterized what she was presenting to Stormy Daniels. And Stormy Daniels did not spend 1 minute in law school learning how to do that. That is a sample of what happened in the morning.
All right. And so, number one, ladies and gentlemen, let's flush the orange turd down the toilet. Goodbye, Donald Trump. You know what? You got to do a courtesy flush because it's so disgusting. He gets another one, right? You got to flush it twice when you're talking about the orange turd because it won't go anywhere. Oh, my God. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump thinks he's so intelligent, and he was trying to humiliate Stormy Daniels by making her sit through cross-examination. Yeah, get her, make her, that's torture, just to have her sitting there. But what he didn't understand is now this is in the history books that, you know, in the courtroom, they write this stuff down, and it's in there now, that Donald J. Trump, ladies and gentlemen, is an orange turd. It's official, MAGA. It's official, and it's because of your cult leader, Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters what they deserve bright and early on a Friday morning, because they've confessed that Donald Trump is an orange turd because their leader told them to. Our first honorable round of boos and shame. Get him out of here. Yeah. I see there's some dissension in my comment section. Maybe, you know, for those of you who don't like the way that I run this show, you know what I say.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
If you're not happy in this live, do us all a huge favor. Russia is willing to accept you. All you have to do is book your flights, all right? And I hear the women are beautiful. I hear Vladimir Putin will take great care of you. He might take some of your money, but that's part of the cause, right? Oh my gosh, you all make this so easy, all right? They really do make this stuff easy. All right, let's talk about our next topic. That will be devastating. Trump prosecutors are poised to unveil the best evidence of all. With prosecutors in Donald Trump's hush money trial wrapping up testimony for the second week today, legal analysts are saying they will present devastating evidence for jurors to mull over when they recess for this weekend, all right? The day after, you know it, Stormy appeared and was grilled by the former president's lawyers in the 34-count felony trial playing out in the Manhattan courtroom. Legal analysts are suggesting that Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg prosecutors will do serious damage to the defense today. Today, or as soon as today, I predict we will see what is, I think, the best evidence of all. 3 tweets from May of 2018, where Donald Trump essentially confesses to the business record crimes by saying, yeah, I repaid Michael Cohen, and there's nothing wrong with that. See, that will be devastating. Yo, baby daddy, I'm glad you came in here and you're woke now. Open my eyes up because you're about to get it, bro. So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you haven't been following this case, you know these Trump fans out here, these fanatics, these MAGA demons. They've been saying, but where is the smoking gun? Where is the smoking gun? Zeus. Trump didn't know that those business records were being falsified. Well, here we are, almost 3 weeks into this matter, and I have been telling you, Trump supporters, from day one, we have the evidence because everyone knows Donald Trump tells on himself. Yes, Donald Trump tells on himself all the time, and the way Alvin Bragg has laid this case out, he's allowing everybody that's in the outer perimeter to come in and put all the information into the evidence, all right? And then, well, what are we going to tie all of that information together with? We're going to tie it together with his words. Donald Trump is his own worst enemy. Seriously. Oh, no. You remember how they said Trump was going to be campaigning from the courthouse and somehow that was going to, boost his poll numbers? Have any of you seen any campaign commercials from Donald Trump from outside in front of the courthouse? I haven't. It's not helping him. It's actually making things a lot worse, and we'll talk about that later. All right, and so we know Donald Trump is going to confess to paying Michael Cohen the hush money and breaking the law while doing it. But there's also this new thing that just came out, and I want to make sure we put this in the history books, my fellow Americans. Yesterday, and then we're going to get to the booze and the shame. Yesterday, it was brought to Zeus's attention. The reason Donald Trump paid Stormy Daniels this hush money is because of what happened in that little suite that night. When he promised her dinner but never gave her dinner, and instead he gave her some water, and then he got into his little tighty whities and those satin pajamas. Yeah, Alvin Bragg yesterday had to have a sidebar conversation, with the defense. Hey, because they were trying to say Stormy Daniels, she told too much, and he had to say to her, listen, if Stormy Daniels would have revealed everything that happened that day in that room, it would be game over. So we all have to understand we haven't really heard everything Stormy Daniels has to say happened that night. But whatever happened, that's why Donald Trump paid that hush money. It was so nasty and it was so embarrassing. It's kept under seal right now. But what we've heard already is already pretty nasty. And we can understand why Donald Trump would move heaven and earth to pay a woman that he's never supposedly met this much money and break the law while doing it, right? So whether it's Donald Trump's own confessions or the fact that we know whatever happened in that bedroom falls right in line with E. Jean Carroll and the 26 other women that have accused this man of SA, right? We all know that. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we must do. We got to give Donald Trump some booze and shame, but we're going to make it a little special one. For anyone that still supports Donald Trump after knowing all of this and professes to be a Christian, and I say Christian, I'm talking about those who claim to be following the teachings of Jesus Christ as referenced in the Bible. If you're still following Donald Trump after knowing all of this round of booze and shame is for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him some booze and shame. Good morning, Shay. Good morning, Ange. Good morning, DJ, Jessica. All right, all the baddies of the kingdom. Good morning, Boss D. You too. All right.
Silence, you MAGA demons.
Silence, you MAGA demons. Are there any women out there that still support Donald Trump after knowing all of this? Mandy, you remember when you told me that God had placed Donald Trump in the White House, Mandy? Could you find me Bible chapter and verse, all right, that says God so loved the world that he put Donald Trump in the White House after he smashed a porn star? Please find that for me, Mandy. And I would love to have an honest conversation. Okay, get your Bible out, all right? I really would. All right, now let's move on to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. All right, what do we got next? Let's see. Oh, wait, we already talked about that one. All right. The internet is trashing Donald Trump for allegedly wanting $1 billion bribe from oil execs. Reportedly, former President Donald Trump advised a group of oil executives and lobbyists to donate $1 billion to his presidential campaign because, if elected, he would roll back environmental rules that he claimed hindered their industry. All right, as reported by the Washington Post, he pledged at the dinner to instantly rescind dozens of President Biden's environmental laws and policies and prevent the enactment of new ones. All right, and people are on Twitter and other platforms saying this is why we need money out of politics. Why should dirty oil companies determine who should lead this country? All right. And the fact that Donald Trump is asking them for $1 billion just goes to show you how morally corrupt and bankrupt Donald J. Trump is. Good morning, Chuchi. So as we see right here, Donald Trump is once again willing to do anything for $1. And I do mean anything. He is willing to destroy this planet for $1 billion. What he doesn't understand is, if you destroy the planet, $1 billion doesn't mean a thing, Donald Trump. Money isn't everything. And I think that's the lesson today, especially for you conservative men who like to go around on TikTok and brag about how much money you supposedly got. Money isn't everything. All right? You haven't learned that in any of your Sunday school lessons from when you were a little kid all the way up to when you're an adult. Not one of your so-called pastors, not one of your leaders in the ministry have ever told you you can't serve God and mammon. See, this is why I got to get out here and remind these Trump supporters that they are not as they say they are. These are like some wolves in sheep clothing, if you were to ask me. They're willing to do anything for some money and then turn around and get mad at women like Stormy Daniels, right? Or E. Jean Carroll. If it's all about the money, don't hate the player, hate the game. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters once again another round of booze and shame. They get mad at you. They get mad at you when you making some money.
Silence!
Right?
You maca demon!
They get mad at you when you're making money, right? Because, oh, you know what? You need to get a real job. That's what they say. All right. And then when you get a real job, they go, oh, you shouldn't do that for money. Don't you have any dignity? Well, look at what your cult leader is doing. Donald Trump will do anything for money. Anything. You got the proof out there. Sell your stocks, sell your golden shoes, sell your steaks, sell your water. Yeah. Sell you his brand. I mean, he's running the biggest circus in town, right? And you all, and not just him, his supporters will do anything for money, is what I'm finding out. And this is what makes you the most dangerous people on the planet. And this is why I say, if you want to make America great again, it really does start with a mass deportation of MAGA. All right. Now let's get back into some more Donald Trump business, all right? And we got to open up those boxes, all right? Donald Trump gets his own son Barron's age wrong during an interview, even as he claims Biden doesn't know that he is alive. So this is once again Donald Trump being his own worst enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's listen up. All right, now this is in Spanish, and so you just have to listen to Donald Trump's response to the questions, all right? All right, and let's cue it up by saying this. Former President Donald Trump got his own son Barron Trump's age wrong in an interview, even as he continues to make outrageous claims about President Joe Biden. All right, Trump is constantly taking shots at President Biden over his age, while sometimes insisting he's so energetic he must be on that stuff, all right, including a recent attack that Biden doesn't know he's alive. But in an exclusive interview with Univision 51, Trump had the sort of mental lapse that would surely make it into one of Trump's video rants if Biden hadn't made it. All right, now let's listen up, ladies and gentlemen.
Joven de sus hijos haya sido seleccionado como un delegado alterno para la próxima Convención Nacional Republicana. Está entrando ya en la arena política.
Well, to me, that's very cute because he's a very young guy and he's graduated from high school this year. He's a very good student, very smart. And I think that's great. I think it's very interesting too. But he's pretty young, I will say. He's 17. But if they can do that, I'm all for it. I think I'm all for it. And he probably would be, knowing him, he would probably be for it too.
All right, so Barron is 17, is what Donald Trump says. But here's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Barron Trump turned 18 in March, a significant milestone that should not be difficult, all right, to remember, all right? And then elsewhere in the interview, Trump claimed he is able to do many things at once by saying he's very ambidextrous. Let's listen up to this guy, ladies and gentlemen.
Todos juntos
Making it
hablan
up
de
as he
esto, usted
goes.
habla de sus procesos legales o mantienen las cosas separadas.
I'm able to put it aside and to think about other things. I'm very ambidextrous, so to speak. I can do a lot of things at one time. And I'm willing to do and able to do things in lots of different things. I run a business right now, but now I'm starting to get full back into the campaign mode, and we're really, doing amazingly well. It's the best numbers we've ever had. It's been incredible.
Wow. He's able to do many things. He's ambidextrous. I don't know why he's saying that, all right? Not mentally, he's not. He's not doing a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, is clearly lying and making things up as he goes. And this is him right after he got out of the courtroom, right? Which goes to tell me it's finally getting to him. All of the pressure of trying to run a campaign, right? While going to court every day and hearing the information come out about how in 2016 you engaged in election interference. And you know the American people are looking at this and they're going, absolutely not. Not a chance in heck that we're going to allow you to ever be president again. It's finally sinking in with him. All right. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we must do. Join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves. Another round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. I'm not lying.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
See, a lot of people think that I'm out here bashing Donald Trump. I'm not bashing Donald Trump, and I'm not bashing MAGA. What I'm doing is presenting credible information to them in a way that they can understand. Because we all know facts put these Trump supporters to sleep. You give them some facts, they sleepy. Oh, wait a second. It's like when you go to church. You remember when you used to go to church back in the day and the pastor gets us the Bible out? Go ahead and jump over to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 6. And what did you do? You all remember what you did. You fell asleep. And so what I'm doing is making sure they understand this information is out there. Go and look at it. And if we're wrong, prove us wrong. And by the way, my offer still stands. If you got any dirt on Joe Biden, please bring that front and center, because we would love to know what kind of crimes President Biden has done. All right. And don't hit me with the whole doesn't this and that make sense. You know, they get up here and they go, well, Zeus, do the math, right? If Hunter Biden got $10 in China, how much of that do you think went to his dad? Think about it. No, I'm like, listen, you don't, that kind of logic doesn't work with Zeus. All right. Because if you give me $10, I'll be honest with you, my parents won't see a crying dime. So try something else. Actually show me the $10 he got and how it trickled into Joe Biden's hands. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Evidence. Show me the court documents, the bank statements, or whatever. Don't just show me a check Hunter Biden got paid from China, right? Now, if you want to talk evidence, ladies and gentlemen, you know we got evidence of Donald Trump and his crimes. You know that's there, all right? Whether we're talking the election interference in D.C., or we're talking the election interference, all right, out there in Arizona, because you hear what's happening in Arizona, or you want to talk about the election interference in Manhattan with this Stormy Daniels case, all right? We got concrete evidence. And by the way, shout out to Michael Cohen, who we all found out today will be testifying on Monday in the Hush Money trial. Between Michael Cohen's testimony and Donald Trump's confession and all of these witnesses, it's a done deal, you Trump supporters. I hope you all understand. He's going to be convicted faster than your head can spin. Ryan. So you admit Hunter got money from China. I have no problem admitting Hunter Biden got some money out of China and any other country that he's probably done work in, Ryan. But here's the thing. Hunter Biden is not a government official. Can you admit, Ryan, that Donald Trump got money from China? Ryan, can you admit that? Ryan, Earth to Ryan, can you admit Donald Trump got money from China? Yeah, he got it illegally. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate Ryan for finally admitting Donald Trump illegally got money from China and Saudi Arabia. Good job, Ryan. You finally woke up. Yes, Donald Trump is the most corrupt politician you've ever witnessed in your lifetime. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen, because I got to open up these boxes. And Ryan, when I open up those boxes, I expect to see you front and center. Send Zeus a guest request, because not just me, a lot of my friends in here, we would love to hear and see the evidence you have to prove Joe Biden got that money from China, all right? So go get the screenshot, Ryan. All right, not just get the screenshot, the bank statements, and the checks, and be prepared to bring that into the box. All right, and I'm dead serious. All right, no sign of life. Trump's lack of election planning leaves the GOP operatives panicked. And this is serious business, Ryan. Listen up. Republican operatives at the state level are growing increasingly panicky at the lack of 2024 election information and help coming from the Republican National Committee since Donald Trump's hand-picked allies took control. With the election less than 6 months away, the Washington Post is reporting that there's a growing revolt at the Republican state level that they are being kept in the dark as the RNC admittedly becomes leaner and shuts down several key operations, while at the same time changing its focus to building up Trump's re-election campaign. While top Trump strategist Chris Lasitiva joked, "We're focused on quality over quantity." I mean, how novel of a concept. GOP operatives don't see it as a laughing matter. The situation has alarmed GOP officials in key states like Arizona, Georgia, and Michigan, all right, who have yet to receive promised funding, staff, or even briefings on the new plans since the Trump team took control of the RNC committee in March. So, for those of you who still believe Donald Trump is going to get reelected, I got some bad news for you. He's not. Not even the Republicans that are leaning on him for support, they don't even know what's going to happen. Because where's all the money going? Where's all the money going? Does anyone know where all the money is going in the RNC? Does anyone know where the money is going? Can anyone, Mandy, are you still here? Anyone out there know where the money is going? Because it's not going to the state level in terms of the Republican Party. So where is it going? Oh, you're right. You're right. It's going to Donald Trump and his attorney fees. So how is Donald Trump going to win when his foundation isn't even going to win, right? Legal fees, right? Trump's legal defense. That's Donald Trump's campaign in 2024, MAGA. His criminal defense. That's it. Everyone else has to sit it out. I've never seen a campaign like that ever in my life. How's everyone going to lose except Donald Trump, MAGA? Think about this. How's everyone going to lose except Donald Trump? It don't work like that. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving Donald Trump and the RNC what they deserve. Because this is the candidate they chose to run with. Even though he doesn't care about them, they've picked him. All right? They're going to lose, and he's going to lose, right? Let's give them what they deserve. A round of boos and shame. I'm so sorry, but I'm not.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
All right. Listen, let's get ready to open up those boxes. But before we do, oh my gosh, you know what we must cover, ladies and gentlemen? You know what we got to cover.
Well, thank you very much. And you see the spirit from the hostages, and that's what they are, is hostages. They've been treated terribly and very unfairly, and you know that, and everybody knows that. And we're going to be working on that soon. The first day we get into office, we're going to save our country. We're going to work with the people to treat those unbelievable patriots, and they were unbelievable patriots and are. You see the spirit just cheering, they're cheering while they're doing that, and they did that in prison, and it's a disgrace in my opinion.
Yes, it is now time to once again talk about the hostages. That he calls them hostages, but we call them seditionist, treasonous traitors, J6ers, right? And so what I want to make sure we get out there to the American people, those who are, listening to this broadcast and trying to keep up with what's going on. What I like to do is I like to retell January 6th based off of credible information, all right? Not based on the lies that you'll hear on Fox News, all right? And so with that being said, let's get this started. January 6th will go down in American history as the largest domestic terrorist attack on the United States government. It was led and organized by Donald J. Trump and his cronies. Now, a lot of people, they don't understand that when crimes are generally committed, there is usually a motive, right? And so what I want to help you understand is what was the motive for Donald Trump to engage in election interference, seditionist, treasonous, traitorous conduct. The motive was he wanted to remain in power. All right? And so let's talk about the crime. How did he try to pull this crime off? Well, it started with the big lie. You want to know what the big lie is? Here we go.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose, is what he told his supporters leading up to the November election. And you got to understand why Donald Trump decided to do that. Because during that time, we all lived it. 4 years ago, we were in the thickest part of the pandemic, right? This nation, the economy was crashing, right? People, children had to work and do their homework at home with their parents. Everyone, this nation was on a serious decline. And while this was happening, Donald Trump was lying to the American people about the dangers of the pandemic. And so he started this big lie. And we all saw what happened, right? The results of the election came in November, and there was no red wave. There was a big blue wall. President Biden won. President-elect at the time, he won. Donald Trump lost. Now, Donald Trump should have came out and conceded to President Biden, just like Hillary Clinton conceded to him before we found out there was election interference, right? But instead, he came out and he said this.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Right? See, he poured a little water on that seed of doubt. But he went further. It wasn't good to just put some water on that seed of doubt. Why not throw some fertilizer on it too?
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
And just like that, he convinced his supporters that he won the election, even though it was a lie. So they've been radicalized at this point. They're no longer just regular supporters. These are soldiers ready to take action. He took on the role as the modern day Jefferson Davis, and his supporters became the modern day Confederate soldiers for Donald Trump, with the intent of causing harm to the United States government. And so what happened next? Well, that's a good question. I'll tell you what happened next, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump put another scheme into motion. You remember this?
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
Can you say scheme? Can you say scheme? That's the fake elector scheme that he began to put into motion, because he wanted to replace the real electors with his electors. Fraud. And so now that he has these two schemes running, he decides to proceed with the next plan of attack. Attention, all Trump supporters. I lost to Joe Biden and I'm very, very angry. What I need for you to do is to sell everything that you have and send the proceeds to me, your daddy. And then after that, I want you to meet me in Washington, D.C. at an event that I am hosting called Stop the Steal. All right? Be there, will be wild. That was the invitation. And so many of us know what happened next, but there's a little bit of a gap that I want to make sure I plug, all right? Soon as they got the invitation, you know what his supporters started to do? They got in the back of these U-Hauls. You remember this? They got in the back of U-Hauls, crammed in there like a can of sardines, ladies and gentlemen, with the intent of causing irreversible harm to the United States government. They all began to converge on the United States Capitol. You want to know who was in the back of these U-Hauls, ladies and gentlemen? Check it out right here. Trump supporters. You know who this is? The Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys, the Oath Keepers. U-Haul riders, yeah. The Patriot Front. In the back of those U-Hauls, heading to Washington, D.C. But you know what's interesting about this photo? This photo haunts me to a certain degree. It's the fact that they put those masks on. Yeah. No, Joey. This isn't the feds, Joey. This is Trump supporters. This is the Patriot Front. They put these masks on. Now, you got to remember, during the pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, we all remember, you go into the grocery store and the sign says, you must wear a mask to come in. And you go into the grocery store, oh, fine, I'll go in. And then you get inside and then you see this MAGA demon in there hovering around the produce section. They got the mask on like this, right? They got the mask on like this with their nostrils hanging out. And you see all that snot coming out of their nose. Sir, could you please put the mask on? We see the germs coming out and, we all want to get some of the produce. It's my constitutional right. I can't wear that mask. It's hard to breathe. This is what they would say. I can't breathe. And then they cough all over the produce section, right? You're like, okay, seriously, you're going to crash out? You can't breathe? But then at the end of the day, we find out that these same knuckleheads had no problem putting on a mask and getting in the back of those U-Hauls. You see, we caught you in another lie, MAGA. We caught you in another lie. You have no problem putting on those masks for Donald Trump. And then when it's time to be terrorists, you had no problem doing it, right? Another lie from MAGA being exposed. So eventually, ladies and gentlemen, they make it out to D.C. And when they get to Washington, D.C., they receive some orders, some marching orders from Lieutenant Marjorie Trader Green. You remember Marjorie Trader Green, right? You know, the one we all suspect may have planted those pipe bombs around the Capitol. We got the evidence, right? And this is what Marjorie said to the soldiers of Donald Trump that day.
If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board. We already have a lot of people engaged. Okay, stay tuned.
Cindy, are you telling me that was your mom wearing those shoes, Cindy? All right, we'll report that to the sedition hunters because I'm pretty sure she was at the Capitol on January 6th too, Cindy. All right, now let's move it along, all right? So we see Marjorie encouraging these Confederate soldiers to attack the Capitol, but you can't do it just yet. Wait until Donald Trump gives you the orders. So what happens next? And this is probably one of the most interesting scenes that I think will go down in American history after they actually report it the way that they should, right? There was an exchange that took place between the President of the United States and the Vice President, Mike Pence. Donald Trump moseys on into the office to visit Pence. Hey, Pence, I got that scheme in motion right now. What scheme? Oh, the fake elector scheme. And I got my soldiers at the ellipse, Pence. Are you ready to do the next phase of this little scheme we got? And then Pence did something that was pretty incredible. You could go read it in the indictment. He said, Mr. President, unfortunately, I can't do it. I can't do what you're asking me to do because if I did do it, it would require me to place you above the United States Constitution, a document that our founding fathers and many Americans have fought and bled for, lost their life for. I have no legal authority to do what you're trying to instruct me to do, Mr. President. And then you know what happened next? Donald Trump leans in, and you could smell the Coca-Cola and the cheeseburgers on his breath. And he gets into Mike Pence's face, and he says, you know what your problem is, Pence? You're a little too honest. I'll take care of this myself. Security! That's what he says to his Secret Service. Take me to the ellipse to be with my soldiers. Sir, those people, they're armed and dangerous. They got chemical repellents. They got demon spray. That's the spray that if they spray you with it, you'll turn into a MAGA demon. They got tactical gear, military grade weapons. We don't think it's safe for you to be there, Mr. President. To which Donald Trump snapped at his security. They're not bringing that there to cause me any harm. Take me to be with my soldiers. Yes, sir. And so what happens, ladies and gentlemen, you all saw it. We all witnessed it playing out on national television. He gets to the ellipse, right, brown eyes? He gets to the ellipse, ladies and gentlemen. And when he gets to the ellipse, we all see, he looks up and he sees a sea of red, white, and blue patriots for Donald Trump, and he decides to encourage them to engage in heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down. Anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women, and we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Right. We all remember it.
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
So, let's have trial by combat.
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, his supporters began their assault on the United States government. On the way to the Capitol, we all remember this moment. They wanted to unalive the vice President of the United States. Does anyone see BLM or the FBI or Antifa in this photo? Because they think I'm just making this up. So let's look at it. Is BLM and Antifa and the FBI in this picture? Do you see? I don't see them, but I sure as heck see a lot of Trump gear, a lot of Trump paraphernalia. See, to the American people, this is why I do the show the way that I do. Because if you could see the chat right now, you got a bunch of Trump supporters in here denying what I'm saying is really happening. They're running to the hills right now. Zeus, don't show us this anymore, but I'm going to show you more. I'm going to show them more. Do you remember Ashley Babbitt, ladies and gentlemen? Do you all remember Ashley Babbitt? The one that they say was unalived and unarmed at the United States Capitol. You remember Ashley? Well, we got Ashley Babbitt on record right before she lost her life in the battlefield for Donald Trump. Let's listen to Ashley Babbitt, all right?
District. Why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the shit that's going on there? You are a complete... I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Maxine Waters, Duncan Hunter, what the hell is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this migrant caravan. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. You people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. Capital and a mob, there's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, and patriots and Trump.
You hear that? She says there's nothing but a sea of red, white, and blue patriots for Trump. Again, do you see any BLM, Antifa, or FBI in this photo of Ashley Babbitt, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see it? Because I sure as heck can't see them. Do you see Nancy Pelosi there? I sure as heck can't see them. So once again, we have confirmation that these are Trump supporters engaging in this heinous act of violence against the United States government. And it gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. You all remember what happened to Ashley Babbitt, right? That's Ashley Babbitt. Right before she lost her life in the battlefield for Donald Trump. That's when she lost her life in the battlefield for Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. And you want to know what Donald Trump did when he found out one of his soldiers lost their life in the battlefield? Do you want to know what Donald Trump did? Do you want to know what your commander-in-chief, your cult leader did? All right, I'll play it.
Information that stands out to me is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
A non-reaction at Ashley Babbitt losing her life in the battlefield for him. Ashley Babbitt, she wouldn't have been there if he hadn't told that big lie that the election was rigged. She wouldn't have been there if Donald Trump didn't invite her there. And even after she gave everything to this man, he could care less. She was a failure to him. See, let that sink in, MAGA. I've told this story hundreds of times. Every day we got a new traitor to convict or arrest, one of the two. And not one time have I ever told this story where Nancy Pelosi or Nikki Haley or Antifa or BLM were somehow tied into this. This is 110% Donald Trump. So this is the crime scene of January 6th, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of Americans remember and recall when you talk about January 6th. And with that, let's move on with our latest update about the crime scene of January 6th. We have another soldier for Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, that has been brought to justice. Quote, "If we're going to die anyway, I'll die for my freedom, 100%. A woman boasted that she got pepper sprayed pretty good at the Capitol on January 6th. A self-described peace pilgrim from California, what a shame, who boasted online that she was at the United States Capitol during the January 6th riot, got pepper sprayed pretty good, is facing charges for her actions there, authorities say. Christina Kelso, 46, of Thermal, California, about 140 miles east of Los Angeles, faces charges of obstruction and trespassing, the U.S. Attorney's Office say. The statement of fact alleges Kelso planned her trip to Washington, D.C. through the Telegram messaging app, the California Patriots D.C. Brigade, which coordinated travel to Washington, D.C. for former President Donald Trump's Stop the Steal rally. You see how I'm telling this story and it ties right into what we just talked about? It's not a coincidence that it fits right into what I was just talking about. This is what really happened. Quote, "Many of us have not met before, and we're ready and willing to be engaged in this fight." The, quote, about section of Telegram group stated, quote, "This group will serve as the comms for able-bodied individuals that are going to D.C. on January 6th. We will come together for this moment that we are called upon." Wow. She introduced herself to the Telegram group January 2nd, 2021, noting that she was, quote, "trained in self-defense, yoga, and modern Buddhism, and was, quote, a devout Christian." She said she was a devout Christian. Under the section of special skills, she allegedly wrote knife throwing, but also a peace pilgrim. You can't make this stuff up. Quote, "I see the light in everyone," she alleged, adding, according to court documents, quote, "I wouldn't call myself a diplomat, but I have the power to diffuse anger. Modern Buddhism and Christian faith have given me eyes to see. I'm also great at herbalist first aid, and I was a Girl Scout. Be prepared always. Peace, peace." Once at the Capitol, court documents said Kelso was seen on video responding to someone asking her, quote, "If Congress does certify the election of Biden, would you accept that?" Her response, "No, I wouldn't. I would not accept it," she said, according to court documents, quote, "because that's just fake news. So I don't think it's going to happen because there's too many of us who know, like just the depths of the fraud. Quote, "If we're going to die anyway, I'll die for my freedom 100%. She allegedly added before giving her name when asked and later rushing towards the Capitol and attacking the police line. She pushed against the police line until she was pepper sprayed and remained clutching to a bike rack where she crouched and refused to move, court documents said. The police can be heard in the video shouting for her and other rioters to, quote, "back up." Kelso responded, "No." Afterwards, she discussed her experience from that day in a Facebook message with someone identified in court documents as A.H., a leader of the D.C. Brigade, court documents said. Quote, "So FBI couldn't solve the unaliving of Biggie Smalls." This is what she says. The FBI couldn't figure out who unalived, Biggie Smalls, the rapper. But they definitely have the Capitol figured out. She allegedly said in one message on January 10th about the possibility of the FBI reaching out to her, quote, "I was on the line. I got pepper sprayed pretty good. I couldn't see for 20 to 30 minutes, but of course, I was never violent, peaceful, pissed off patriots." You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is more proof of how deranged Donald Trump and his supporters are. No ability to think critically while breaking the law. How in the world do you get Biggie Smalls tied into this? That's ridiculous. That's some wild stuff. I've never heard anything like this before, ladies and gentlemen. But this is indicative of MAGA, and this is why we do the wonderful work we do of making sure we hold these people accountable. All right? And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving treasonous Christina Kelso what she deserves, all right? She's a Christian and a Buddhist, all right? She's a warrior and a peaceful agent at the same time, totally conflicted, right? Join me in giving her what she deserves. A round of boos and shame. Goodbye. Bye.
You MAGA demon!
All right. And because she's been arrested and brought to justice, let's send her off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You hear that, MAGA? You hear that? The same knucklehead that invited you to the United States Capitol. The same knucklehead that told you that the election was rigged after he took your money, saw you go to prison, says, you don't represent this country. He's still flying around, golfing in his, flying around in his private jet. He's still golfing. He's still raising millions of dollars, all right, while your special behinds are sitting in a jail cell somewhere. Do you get this? This is why I have to have this conversation with you every single day out here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we flushed the orange turd over here. And this is what I have to remind these Trump supporters. You're right. The rest of the world is laughing at you. They're not laughing at Zeus and the Democrats. They're laughing at you because, quiet as it is kept, Donald J. Trump is running the biggest circus on the planet. And you're all part of his act. He does exactly what a clown does, right? A clown puts on makeup, right? Donald Trump does the same thing. He puts on that orange makeup. Ooh, I look so good. And y'all believe him. A clown puts on a wig. Donald Trump puts that bird's nest right there, smack dab right there on his cranium. And guess what you all do? You look at it. Love you, Donald. Clown puts on that little jumpsuit with that thing around his waist, right? What does Donald Trump do? He puts that diaper on around his waist and puts on that same crumpled blue suit. Now he's trying something new. He must have heard we've been talking about it. So now he's trying something new. He's trying to switch up the tie. Now he's changing the color of his ties. But it's still the same crumpled blue suit. Those tricks don't work with me. It works on MAGA, but not me. And he even went as far as to tell you all he's selling you a piece of his suit for when he was, arraigned in Fulton County, Georgia. He just had a fundraising event, all right? Made a bunch of money off of y'all. Yes, you're right. The rest of the world is laughing. When are you going to wake up? When are you Trump supporters going to wake up and realize you're being conned by the biggest con artist on the planet? When are you going to wake up? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. You really can't. Even right now, he's sitting in a courtroom right now fighting for his life, fighting for his freedom. Because guess what he did? He hooked up with Stormy Daniels and he tried to cover it up by breaking the law, falsifying business records, using his fixer, Michael Cohen, in the process. And even to this day, his supporters are getting out here on the internet trying to defend this nonsense. You can't answer the questions. If Donald Trump was such a great president, why didn't he get reelected? Be honest, MAGA. If Donald Trump is a victim of this conspiracy in New York, this election interference case, why won't he get on the stand and testify and clear his name? MAGA. How does a man like Donald Trump, Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America, tell me what part of his lifestyle requires him to even run across a woman like Stormy Daniels? What part of the game is that? Seriously, if you got dirt on Joe Biden, and I've been asking you to bring this evidence, right? If you got dirt on Joe Biden, you better bet whatever you're accusing President Biden of doing, you better be prepared to speak on Donald Trump doing the same thing, if not worse. Because that's not, other than that, you got to zip it all up. Whatever you're trying to accuse President Biden of, I guarantee you, we have an overwhelming amount of evidence to prove that, number one, Biden didn't do that. But we got enough evidence to prove that your cult leader, Donald Trump, is doing it, and he's doing it a lot worse. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the monologue. All right. Let's open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and to tell the truth and shame the devil. You know the rules. 3 minutes, hopefully, to speak your piece, tell the truth. All right. No lies or misinformation will be tolerated, all right? Because if you start getting up here lying and speaking untruths, we're going to move and say, hey, well, do you got the evidence to support those claims? If you don't got the evidence to support those claims, we're going to ask you to step aside, all right? Because it's that serious. And as a friendly reminder, all right, as a friendly reminder to the American people, I want to make sure we put this out here. There's 7 reasons. There used to be 6. There's 7 reasons why Donald Trump won't get reelected, and I want to make sure we continue to remind you of what those 7 reasons are. 1, it's because he raped E. Jean Carroll. All right, that's S.A. All right, and you can go look that up. He's already been found liable for that. Number 2, he oversaw the largest fraud in American history, decades of fraud in New York. You can go look that up. He's been fined $500 million for doing that. He stole American secrets and he lied to the FBI about it. That's going to definitely sink his chances. Secondly, he also tried to overturn an election. All right, you know, January 6th. Next, him and his family have taken money from foreign governments. This is all in the history books. You can go fact check me and verify this. Next, he overturned Roe versus Wade. All right, so those points alone, ladies and gentlemen, they would definitely be grounds to make sure he won't get reelected. But I'm adding this other one, which is this situation with Stormy Daniels, where we've basically heard everything up to, well, we've heard a lot of things about what happened that night. And we now understand very clearly why he paid that hush money. It wasn't because he was trying to, keep it a secret from Melania. It was because what happened in that room was so disturbing and so disgusting that Donald Trump was afraid that if that information got out, it would ruin his chances to beat Hillary Clinton. These reasons alone, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be the reason why Donald Trump doesn't get reelected. All right? Now let's open up these boxes. Follow the courts, not TikTok. Yep. Good morning, Slick as Rick. Stick the ruler. I'm so sorry. Again, I'm confused. Good morning, Stick the ruler. How are you doing, champ? Yeah. Good morning. It looks like you're still getting patched through. Stick the ruler. Are you there, buddy? Are you there, buddy? Come on back. Come on back. Looks like we're having technical difficulties with your stick. All right. How about you send another guest request? All right. Moving along, ladies and gentlemen. How about this? 5 paragraph. Good morning. Stick, send another guest request. I think there was a connectivity issue. Uh-oh. 5 paragraph order. Are you there?
Yes, sir, Mr. Zeus. Good morning, sir.
Hey.
Good morning, Kingdom.
Good morning. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm great. Just got a real quick update. Hadn't heard any reports on Alvin Bragg actually being in the courtroom.
Right.
But this morning, NBC has just reported that Alvin Bragg has just entered the building, baby. Hey! I have a sneaky suspicion that this is going to be a very, very, very interesting day in New York courtroom.
Yeah. I mean, we heard Michael Cohen's coming in on Monday, right? That's part one. But we just got done listening and hearing about Stormy Daniels and her testimony. Wouldn't you say this is definitely getting very, very serious for Donald Trump and his supporters?
Oh, definitely. It's getting really serious. And they also, the prosecutors pointed out this morning that Miss Westerhouse spoke to the defense as early as 2 days ago.
Yeah, really.
So
I
think
wait
her testimony
a second. She spoke to the defense 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
Wow.
A 1 hour Zoom call.
Oh, that's unacceptable. That's I don't know if that's illegal, if that's legal or not. Is that legal for a witness to be talking to the defense before getting on the witness stand? Is that acceptable? Is that on the up and up, I should say? If it is, if it's okay, fine, but it definitely looks suspicious and it looks coordinated, right?
Yeah, it stinks. It stinks.
Why would someone who's innocent do all of this? Wow. Why would someone who's innocent be engaging in all of these little side things like this, trying to derail the trial? I mean, he's desperate for a mistrial. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
You say that's some are saying it's witness tampering. It could be. I'm not an expert. I don't want to put that out there, but it definitely sounds suspicious, right? If I were a police officer, I'd pull you over for it. How about that? Right.
Definitely.
Probable cause, right?
Wow. You know when they hit, when the police hit you with the little short rip.
Yeah. All kind of fear. All kind of fear, right? Starts to pop up in the car with you. Oh, wait a second. What did I do? I look at the speedometer. Was I going too fast? Right? Did I run a light or something? You ran a red light.
You start to get a little loose in the cheeks and become a pamper wearer when they hit you with those little short sirens.
Yep. Pulling it over.
You start to get a little leaky in the cheeks.
Yeah, leaky cheeks, right?
Yeah. I just wanted to come and drop that on you that Alvin Bragg has entered the building.
Alvin Bragg, and I hope he's going to do an excellent job, right? Let's go, Alvin.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me up, brother. Always appreciate it. Keep holding it down in the kingdom.
All right.
And we'll see you on the flip.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give 5 paragraph a round of applause. No lies detected. All right. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we don't got to get out here and make things up on TikTok. All right. We just get out here and tell the truth. And shame the devil. All right. Good morning, Nutty. How are you doing, my good friend? Nutty, greetings.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs. How about you?
Good. So going back to your monologue, early in your monologue, you talked about Hunter Biden receiving money from China.
Yeah.
Guess what? We don't care. We don't care. Like, do you care that Hunter got money from China?
Nope.
Like, Zeus, let me ask you a question, Zeus.
Ask away. This is an honest space.
So if the Chinese government picked up the phone and said, put a phone call into the kingdom and said, hey, Zeus, we want you to bring your triple HBS over here.
Well, wait a second.
And we want to pay you. We want to pay you $500,000 US in currency, right?
Yeah. That's a conversation. That's a serious conversation.
Would you not entertain that?
Oh, absolutely.
Not only would you not entertain that, if everything was on the up and up, and when I say up and up, meaning you're not doing anything illegal to break U.S. law,
Correct.
You would, and that's nothing that's going to make your family or nothing dangerous. Just
Right.
everything's on the up and up.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet you would be like, oh, where do I sign those papers?
Absolutely. Definitely. We'd had some lawyers look over the paperwork, and like you said, if it's all on the up and up, congratulations. You just got yourself one of the best business partners in the world.
So now, wouldn't that classify you receiving money from China?
Yeah. That's fine though. That's fine.
Now,
Because it's clean money. It's clean money.
Yeah, is that illegal in any way?
No, and for the record, listen, it doesn't matter how you're earning a living, right? You can make money from any country as long as it's clean money. That's why
Because
we don't care what Hunter Biden was making.
because I seem to recall a now former president of these United States of America receiving money from China. I seem to recall a former president of the United States whose family member received $2 billion from Saudi Arabia.
You're talking about Jared Kushner.
By the way, do you know who Jared Kushner's godfather is?
Who?
Are you ready to be blown away?
Yes.
I don't think you are. I don't think you're ready for it. Jared Kushner's godfather is none other than the prime minister himself, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Really?
Absolutely.
You gotta be kidding me.
I am not kidding you. That is Jared Kushner's godfather, excuse me.
Hold on.
I don't know if you remember me being right here on your platform a couple weeks ago and stating the fact that Benjamin Netanyahu actually grew up here, part of his life, the majority of his life. He grew up here in the United States of America.
I know that much. But
in Philadelphia.
When did he become the godfather?
And
Seriously,
the
buddy, this
Kushners,
is crazy.
The Kushners and Netanyahu's family have been close for a long time.
Wow.
For a long time. And that is Jared Kushner's godfather.
Wow.
And it's no wonder why you saw Jared Kushner a couple months ago talking about prime real estate in Gaza.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the dots are starting to connect.
Wow. So what's President Biden's role in this, right? What is this animosity Donald Trump is pushing about Biden in the way that he's not handling this conflict between, Israel and Palestine?
So, not to derail your life, so I'm just going to say it this way. Anything that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth is deflection. We already know it's a lie, and he's just doing everything that he can to keep his nasty behind out of jail. But very quickly, so since I have less than 3 minutes now, I just want to just give you bullet points of the accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration.
Let's do it.
The bullet points, and I'm going to go relatively fast here. The COVID-19 response. Okay, the economic recovery, the infrastructure investment, climate action, racial equality, diplomacy and international relations, healthcare expansion, child education and childcare. Those are just some of the successes that he's had already. And whenever we get in the closet of truth, we can unpack that even more. But the reason why Joe Biden is going to win this election, it's not because of all the rhetoric that you're hearing day in and day out about the conflict in the Middle East. I call it a war, because in my estimation, a war has to be between two factions against each other.
Right.
And you have an army as strong as Israel, right?
Yeah.
With the backing of the United States of America. And then you have a terrorist group called Hamas. How is that a war? That's not a war.
I agree.
That's like you, Zeus, going up against the United States government?
Not a war.
It's not a war.
Nope.
It's not a war. So let's stop calling it a war because it's not a war. It's a
Thank you,
conflict.
Nutty. Thank you. It's a conflict. Thank you.
It's a conflict. Now, the reason why Joe Biden's going to win this election is because despite what you see in the polls, because we know polls are BS, because look what the polls said about Hillary slapping Donald Trump.
Right.
We know what happened, right? Donald Trump became president.
Yeah.
Polls are jacked up. They don't mean a hill of beans. But the reason Biden's going to win is because he is a leader.
Amen.
He is a leader. And he has earned, and I keep saying it, he has earned our, not only our respect, but our vote.
Amen.
He has asked for our vote. We're going to give him our vote. Do we agree with everything Joe Biden is doing?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And you keep saying it, Zeus, and I hope you keep preaching it. MAGA, if Joe Biden is guilty of anything, bring the evidence, because all of us who support him, we will flip on a dime on Joe Biden and we will not support him.
Absolutely.
Unlike you and your orange orangutan. And I'm sorry to all the monkey families out there for calling him an orangutan, because I could have done better. So with that being said, thank you for your time, Zeus. You have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the flip side. All
right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our good friend Nutty Professor a round of applause. No lies detected. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's a show of force this morning. Americans all across this country, they're waking up to the reality of, number one, Donald Trump is probably he is the most dangerous person in the country right now, especially trying to run and become president. All right, that's number one. And then number two, his supporters, they refuse to come out of this cult. All right, but we're helping them get out of the cult. Good morning, Stick Darula. Are you there, champ? Let's try it again. Good morning, Tiffany. Nice to see you. Stick Darula, are you there? Traitor Trump for prison. I completely agree, OC. I completely agree. Stick the ruler. It seems like we're having some more.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out of the whole app.
Can you hear me?
Acting funny.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's like a lag or something. All right.
But I have to leave. It's freezing.
Okay. All right. Come on back. All right. Good morning, Brother Lex. How are you doing, champ? Nice to see you. Good morning. He was coming in and out, though. Good morning, Lex. How you doing, my man? What's going on?
You know something? If you believe somebody that's constantly lying to you and they trick you out of money and things like that, you're basically a sucker. And another thing, I'll say this about Benjamin Netanyahu also.
All right.
He's going to pay for the crimes that he's committed. There's no way you can get out of that.
Yeah.
In eventuality, the Hague will see him.
Yeah.
For war crimes.
Yeah. I mean, it says something when, they're willing to withhold support from him, right? That's a position that the government usually wouldn't take. The fact that Biden has to take that position says something about it, right?
Yeah. What is so profound to me is the fact that I see people in the chat on here, and they spit out the same talking points over and over and over again. Polls. Do you have a home phone in your house? You have a wall phone?
Yeah, I think so. I don't.
It came with a cable package, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you guys, it's just like, okay, if you're gonna give me this cheap, I'll take it. Most people in their houses that have official home phones that can be looked up by polling centers are a lot of boomers and people like that. So polling is not accurate. They're not going to call you on your cell phone and ask you any questions.
Nope.
And a lot of times when people call you on your cell phone, it says scam likely.
Yeah. Do you answer those? You don't answer those calls, whether they call you on yourself?
I only answer calls and texts from specific people.
Which is why the polls are not accurate. Because I think a majority of Americans are like that.
And Donald Trump is definitely on his way out. He's going to lose this election. He what he's done is everybody in the chat, everybody in this entire chat, all 677 people. Don't you like to be? Don't you happy whenever you're able to go and live your life and be happy and go out to the park and smile and have a good day and things like that? I want everyone on here to be happy.
Yeah.
I want everyone on here to be safe. I want everybody to be able to do things at their own free will.
Right.
And what's happened is people don't want you to have that because of their own self greed. Basically, what this election is about is greed. People, the only thing they talk about is I had more money when Trump was in office, and that is definitely not true.
Nope. If there's someone out there that had more money when Trump was in office, bring your bank statements up here. All right, from then and now, please let us see it. I would love to see it.
Yeah, and so they're taking while they're in the course of taking your rights away.
No, it's not big. Sorry.
And when Donald Trump suspends the Constitution like he said he was going to, your Second Amendment right goes to Mr. Pew Pew Taker Away people.
Yep.
And he's also said something about that in discussion publicly.
Tell him
that he was going to take people's stuff away from them that they all talk about wanting to take away.
Yeah. Yep.
And speaking of the Capitol, one lady was trampled and unalived, and she was a Trumper, and she was carrying a "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
What does that say? What does that
That's
say?
irony.
It's the irony of it, right? And with the people, would you say the people who trampled this lady, was it Antifa, BLM, or the FBI? Who was it that trampled her?
Well, I mean, I don't know who it was, but they probably stepped on her ego pretty hard.
Yep, there you go.
I mean, this whole thing is becoming crazy to me because the more and more I hear these people speaking, the less I think that their mental acuity is there. And Donald Trump is the king of lacking mental acuity, and the cheese is sliding off of his cracker quick. He is on his way out, and if he becomes president, I mean, he's 79 years old. He's in terrible shape. He eats like a horse. He's built like a busted can of biscuits, and Joe Biden's out here riding bikes and being athletic, and he's in good shape. His physique is on point with his height.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump is sucking down Diet Cokes and eating 50 hamburgers a day. And
nasty. If he's not 79, he looks 79, right? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Google girls find him attractive. I don't understand that. Any of these people, is money that attractive to you?
We get it. He's 77. Well, to a lot of women, they're willing to, well, I can't say a lot. The women that support Donald Trump, they're willing, or that they, willing to hook up with him. They're willing to look past his looks in exchange for some money. What would you say about that?
Yeah, that's it. But you're gonna flush the toilet on me, and you might get upset with me and say this, but this is an old saying I've got. How are you gonna get in the bed? Are you go ahead and flush the toilet?
Okay, let me go ahead and flush the toilet for you. All right.
How are you going to lay in bed with somebody that looks like they got sprayed in the face with a can of goddamn it? That's all I got to say. He's the nastiest stank, and he wears a diaper, and he smells like the bathroom in the back of a bodega, and he's stinking up a courtroom, and he smells like a skunk and a fart got in a fight with a dead body.
Oh, Lord, nasty!
And they're laying up in bed with this man and hugging him and saying, "Oh, you look so great."
Listen, you're ruining the morning, Lex. You're ruining my, I'm getting bubble guts listening to this. But to the women that like that, y'all nasty. I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all nasty. All right, brother Lex. Listen, I appreciate your chat.
I'll say this is straight facts one more time on this space too. Happy birthday to.
It's Straight Facts' birthday today.
Yeah, it's her birthday weekend.
Oh, well, Straight Facts, I hope you are here because we got to sing you happy birthday. Wow, 2 for 1.
All right, Zeus, it's all the love you need to call me. We got to talk.
All right, ladies
I
and
gotta
gentlemen.
go. My cat's doing something bad in the kitchen. I gotta go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Brother Lex. She's in T's Live. Oh, yes. All right. Well, if she does come over here, we will sing happy birthday before this show concludes. All right. Let's move it along. All right. I see you, Charles. Good morning, Charles. How are you doing, my good friend?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fine. I've been waiting in this queue for a couple of weeks to ask you a question.
Sure.
And it's sort of like a comparison. It's going to be a comparison between Carolyn Bryan and Donald Trump.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Do you think Donald Trump, end result, is going to end up just like Carol's did?
It depends. It depends. I don't know. I mean, I'm not too familiar with Carolyn's situation. All right, but make the connection.
They said that she was too old and fragile to go to jail after the crime she caused with Emmett Till.
Oh, okay. I remember who she is. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen to her. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen to Donald Trump. I do believe that Donald Trump will end up in prison. I firmly believe that. And I've been the one that's been saying that they're actually going to prosecute him. And the reason that I say it will is because I believe the American people at large want to see accountability with this situation. That's my opinion.
But you also realize there is a two-tier justice system.
Do I? Are you asking me?
Hello. They have a justice system to protect one group of people and another justice system to criminalize people.
Well, okay. So let's get it out there. You said one to penalize and one to protect. That's how the two-tier justice system works.
Exactly.
Okay. So I believe that if that were the case, I don't think they would have brought charges against Donald Trump. That's what I think, right? So the fact that we have entered uncharted territory and we're at this part, I do believe they're giving Donald Trump a lot of breaks, right? I do believe it. But, you heard Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, say that if they end up having to put him in jail, that they'll be ready. You know what I mean? I mean, at some point, the rubber is going to have to meet the road. I don't think if he gets placed in prison, for instance, I still think he'll be, treated very well in comparison to the average prisoner. I mean, and that makes sense, right? I mean, this is America, right? We got to show the fact that, we know how to treat our former presidents, even if they are criminals, right? To a certain degree.
Oh, so he is going to get privilege.
Yes.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, he already by virtue of the fact that he's a former president, he already has privilege, right? So I don't know how that can actually go away, but can a prison accommodate a privileged person? You're darn right it can.
Well, after all the dirt that he has done, I don't see why he's not already in prison having his trial from prison.
Well, I mean, again, he has a large following, right? In this country, he has a large group of people that still support him. And it can look like, as he's trying to paint it, a witch or political hit job, right? And so I think that you have to approach this situation as delicate as possible. This is my opinion. This is a former president, despite the fact that, a lot of us don't like a lot of the things that he's done. There definitely needs to be some reverence towards that. Well, that's my opinion. Like, personally, I don't care if he actually goes inside of a jail cell or not, but I do think that he needs to be penalized and punished.
Absolutely. But I wish it was true that justice is blind, because justice is not blind.
Oh, see, now you speaking that old school spiritual stuff to Zeus. Yes, we've all known, you and I, we've known for a while there's a, quote, 2-tier or a 3-tier justice system. We've known that. Right?
You're right. All right. Thank you, Zeus. I appreciate you, brother.
All right.
I appreciate
what you're doing. Listen, anytime. I'm sorry it took me so long to get you to come up here. All right. Seriously.
I appreciate it.
I try to rotate it and keep it fresh. All right, seriously, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Charles a round of applause. Mandy, seriously, you're still out here criticizing President Joe Biden, Mandy. What is your grievance with Joe Biden, Mandy? Please, let Zeus know, Mandy. Is there something you would like? To bring up, Mandy, about President Biden that maybe we can help get addressed? Let's see. Let me see something real quick. Because, when people come in here and they start making up stuff about President Joe Biden, I can't help but wonder what information you got, Mandy. So come on up here, Mandy. And I'm curious, what is it that you would like to say about President Joe Biden? I sent you an invite, Mandy. Don't run now. Don't run now, Mandy. Okay, now is time to make the rubber meet the road, Mandy. Seriously. You're not going to come up, Mandy? And this is typical MAGA behavior, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever they put things in my chat, they don't know that, now I'm just going to sometimes randomly. I don't have time. I don't have time. But we can set one. Mandy, you don't got 2 minutes? You don't got 3 minutes, Mandy? Mandy, come on. You've been in this live the entire show, and all of a sudden, you don't have time? Oh, you're walking into volunteer at my kid's school. All right, Mandy, I'm going to leave that alone right there. I'm going to leave that alone because all kinds of stuff popped in my mind. It's so funny, Mandy, that you're pretty much doing probably one of the most honorable things a person could be doing before they come up into the live and talk to Zeus. No, you won't come back, Mandy. I doubt it, all right? Let's move it along. All right, let's try. Stick the ruler. Good morning. How are you doing, my friend? There you go.
Good morning. Is this better, Zeus?
Yes, way better.
Okay, so I've been in and out of Handsome's lives. I was in Straight Facts lives.
All right.
And the one thing that we all must have forgot, like my boy AI said, was he doesn't even support the Constitution. Do you remember this? And I'm talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he wants all his constitutional rights to be given to him. Right? It's a Constitution thing. Remember, he's under a gag order. He can't say anything, So, but that's my constitutional right and blah, 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 and yakety schmackety. But you were the ex-president that said it was not your job to uphold the Constitution.
Yep.
So it's weird to me. It's weird to me. And also MAGA is one of those, they're constitutionalists and they love the Constitution and they love the flag and they love all of this stuff. But just like you showed them, they took the flag down and put up a Trump flag.
They
Patriots for Trump.
And then they denied they did it. Like we all imagined it. How disingenuous, right?
Yeah, and if they told you they didn't do it, they also threw a lot of other groups that had nothing to do with it up under the bus. So it's just weird to me, MAGA, that Donald Trump is all of this and all of that, and you guys support the Constitution and love the Constitution and probably would drape yourself with a Constitution towel or something.
Yeah.
But you won't hold him to his words.
Yeah.
I didn't swear allegiance to the Constitution. I blah, blah, blah. And then I could have swore maybe a week or two back, I heard that he wanted to actually get rid of the Constitution.
Yeah.
So
he does.
So,
he wants to run an autocratic government. I mean, he's going to try to use anything he can to get a leg up on his competition. That's just how he is. Whether it contradicts him or not, he's going to make a push for it.
Well, I'm just great that every day you have the material that you have about the January 6ers. I hope that you keep pushing it out there. You got about another 2 years to go because it's like over 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
And as we know, there's only 365 days in a year. So we're looking at at least another 2.5 years of material with these January 6ers.
Yeah.
So come November, it's still not over. It's not over, MAGA.
Nope.
Let's say Joe Biden wins, because we know that's what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Joe Biden wins.
Tell him.
Zeus will still be telling you about January 6th because these guys keep going to trial, keep losing, keep going to jail.
Yep.
So MAGA, make attorneys get attorneys. MAGA, make Americans get attorneys. You know, Zeus tells y'all all the time, there's only 2 MAGA rewards. That's jail, and if you don't get your soul right, that's hell. And I'll holler at you, Zeus. I heard my buzzer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Stick the Ruler.
All right. Have a good day in the kingdom, sir.
All right, you too, and happy Friday to you.
Yes, happy Friday.
Yeah. That ultimate MAGA reward, ladies and gentlemen, that is something else, all right? You know, the ultimate MAGA reward is, you've guessed it, jail, and if you don't get your soul right, hell with a chapter 11 in between. Rick, thank you so much for the support. You've always been very good to Zeus. All right, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Bama, what's going on?
I got one thing for you. I bet you 5 states that Trump would not go to jail and he'll be your next president. You can take that to the bank.
You're still holding out, huh? Oh, and then he left, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, how you gonna bet Zeus and then drop off after you make the proposal? Bama, that's clear. It shows me you don't even believe what you're selling. Ladies and gentlemen, despite the fact that I believe Bama is actually doing, somewhat of a good step, a good thing in terms of trying to get rehabilitated, he's still clearly got a lot more work to do. Join me in giving him what he deserves, because he's still loyal to Donald Trump, even though he knows he shouldn't be. Let's give him some boos and shame. Bye, Bama.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Alrighty then. Okay, all right. Oh my goodness, straight facts. Are you going to be here? I'm going to bring you up in about 5 minutes. That way we can, number one, hear what you have to say, but then sing happy birthday. All right, straight facts. Just hang on in there, my good friend. All right. Who do we got next? Ladies and gentlemen,
this is your friend Martin. How you doing?
I'm all right. You're my friend. You're my friend, Martin. Hold on.
I've been here on your live once before.
Okay. I see we're following each other. All right. Well, thank you. What brings you to the show this bright and early?
Well, okay. First of all, I agree with you 100%. Second of all, okay, now they have the mega party. He's great. He's innocent, and he didn't do all this criminal stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, all the mega people, I dare you, why is he innocent? Not just, I don't want to hear, okay, he's innocent. And he didn't do all that stuff, and he's a great president and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to hear why he's a great president, why he didn't do all this stuff, and without putting Biden in it.
Any Trump supporters able to do that to prove why Donald Trump was a great president? And don't use President Biden in your answer. If there's any of you out there, please raise your hand. We would love to hear from you. All right, Martin, we got that out there. What else you got for us?
Why I just don't understand why we can't. Why if the shoe was on the other foot, we could easily. I could easily just say, okay, fine, Biden did all this. Biden deserves to be in jail.
Right. That's why I've been asking them, if they got dirt on Joe Biden, by all means, please bring it front and center.
Yeah,
we're craving it.
Right, and without saying, gas prices, food prices. He's going to put money. I don't know, whatever they think, whatever they're thinking, that he's messing up I'm not getting that much money. He's okay, but okay, fine. Why?
Yeah. I'm looking, and you know what, Martin? There's not a single Trump supporter out there that can actually back up what they've been saying Isn't that something?
Right, exactly. And they can't, and they, and the thing of it is some of them, I'm sick of hearing some of them saying, okay, he's this awful guy, horrible guy, but yet he's a good president.
Right. Isn't that something?
Why? Okay, how can you put those two together? I don't get it.
I don't either. But you know what?
Okay, okay, yeah, Biden does a lot of stuff, and you'll agree that Biden that I don't like about Biden.
Right.
Okay,
right.
I'm not
He's not
saying
perfect.
he's the first president. In some ways, I don't know if I want him, but he's definitely much better than Trump.
Yeah, he's a decent person who we may have some policy disagreements about. That's pretty much the best way to describe President Biden, right? But
Exactly, and he's not a crybaby. He got all the bigger parties saying,
yeah,
Biden, can take it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like. If I was like, Trump supporter, and I could say all this stuff to Biden about why I like Trump, and he's not going to care.
Yeah, isn't that something?
But Trump, oh, you don't like me, and then the people, if you offer Trump, and then that's like, you're a great guy, I love you.
Yeah.
You're the best. You're the best person out there in the whole wide world. Just hypothetically, I was a Trump supporter, and I'm doing and now all of a sudden I say no, I don't like Trump anymore.
Yeah, well, listen, Martin, I gotta move it on, my brother. All right, I gotta move it on.
Anyhow,
all right,
keep up the good work.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Martin a round of applause. Listen, we're pressed for time, but yes, thank you, brother, for coming up, telling the truth, and shame the devil, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Martin a round of applause. All right. Oh my gosh, we are cruising through, and then we're gonna get to straight facts. All right, come on, Takesha, go ahead. Takesha, good morning. I didn't know if you want to come up today, but all right, it's nice to hear from you. All right, good morning, Takesha. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm fine. I just wanted to say something right quick, but I also wanted to say I love how patient you are. I really commend you for that, for real, because a lot of people don't have that kind of patience.
Yeah.
But I want to just do something quickly. You know how the Trump supporters keep saying that God put Trump in that position?
Yeah, I do. That's funny. Don't get up here and start that. That's funny.
Satan was a top angel and got prideful and got kicked out.
Hey.
Nicodemus was a king.
Oh, you brought Nicodemus.
King Nebuchadnezzar was a king.
Oh.
All the kings in the Bible that were appointed were mostly bad and sinners. So just because you say God put Trump in that position does not mean it was for our good. Sometimes it's for punishment because y'all so hard-headed.
Yeah.
But y'all done got lifted in pride like he done got lifted in pride. You supporting the man that says he's never asked for forgiveness is like you saying you supporting another God.
Oh.
Have a nice day, Zeus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Takesha. Oh my goodness. All right, sorry, straight facts. One more, Shay. Good morning.
Okay, yeah. Happy birthday, facts.
All right, everyone, we're about to sing happy birthday to Straight Facts. All right, let's go. All right.
Girl. Okay. Yeah, just watching the trial real quick, and Michael Cohen's coming on Monday, so that's going to be interesting.
Nice.
Yes, that's going to be really good. Did you hear about Steve Bannon lost his appeal?
Oh.
Yeah, so Steve Bannon lost his appeal for, he's supposed to go in for contempt of Congress, basically. So he's facing trial time.
Yeah. Again, that justice system. Oh, yeah. Taking a bite out of crime.
He's finally going to prison for doing his stuff. And, did you know that did we talk about this yesterday, that CPAC was in Hungary? Did we talk about that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, CPAC, the Christian, I don't even know what
Yeah.
or whatever, conservative crap. Basically, it's C-crap is what it is. But anyway, Viktor Orban, you know how he's the president of Hungary, right? So he's a huge fascist, right?
Right.
So he's been invited to Mar-a-Lago, having dinner with Donald Trump. Viktor Orban actually spoke at CPAC last year.
Yeah.
And now CPAC is holding a rally having their conference literally in Hungary, guys. I invite you to go watch Steve Bannon's daughter's speech at the CPAC.
Wow.
And watch what she says.
Wow.
What they are supporting, they're out and saying it. And I don't understand you guys are not getting what's going on with the Republican Party.
They don't.
Right. And we'll talk about that. We're going to celebrate straight facts, but at some point I'll pull up the video so y'all can listen to exactly what Steve Bannon's daughter is saying, what they're all about. So anyway, love you guys in the kingdom, and that's it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Shane. No prize detected. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's bring up the birthday girl. Good morning, Straight Facts. So sorry to keep you waiting. I know you were in Tease Live, right? And I didn't want to bring you out of that, all right? But it's nice for you to join us. All right. Good morning, Straight Facts.
No, I'm in Tease Live, so I just took a minute to come on over here to the kingdom, of course,
and
say hey.
Let's go.
I just want to say one couple of things, and then we can go. I just want to say this, and not even a couple of things. If Donald Trump did not get his eggplant wet, then why did he pay her?
Oh.
If you admit that Donald Trump got his eggplant wet, and then you talking about extortion, why did he pay it?
Because he was feeling charitable, I mean, that ain't part of the game where I'm from, but, you already
know. Because you already know.
We ain't paying. First of all, you shouldn't even have to be quite honest, right? Let's just be honest, right? But what they're saying is what happened in that room was so nasty that he was willing to pay her. I mean, let's be honest. If I was in there and I knew I did what I did, you know what I'm saying? You flambeing it, right? I'd go on in there and I'd be listening. Like, go ahead, and tell him what I did. That's how I would be doing it.
And then you see, you read the transcripts and it said he had that. She said he had that old people skin. That little razor thin skin.
No, not that thing. Don't. Nasty. Seriously.
She drug him from the one side of the courtroom, baby, to another. To the point he had to come run up out that courtroom because he was so mad that he couldn't get that mistrial. He just nasty. He didn't even he didn't even wrap the thing up, y'all. He wrapped it up.
In fact, I gotta eat breakfast still. I gotta eat breakfast.
Okay, I just wanted to put that straight.
Well, listen. Before you get up out of here, you know how we do in the kingdom. We gotta celebrate your birthday. All right. I know it's this weekend, correct? Straight facts. Your birthday is this weekend.
Saturday, but I'm not on in the morning on Saturday, so we're celebrating it today.
Well, we're gonna sing it right now if you don't mind. You got a few extra minutes. We're gonna sing Happy Birthday in the Kingdom.
I sure do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and sing Happy Birthday to Straight Facts. You know how we do it. All right, let's go.
I heard it was somebody's birthday. I heard it was somebody's birthday. Yeah.
Let's go.
DJ pen a birthday song. Yeah.
Hey.
Today is your birthday. We gon' say it loud.